an EMT came in and he thanked the crew at my husband's job. And he says, "Thank you so much for working so fast and calling us and taking care of him. You just saved a man's life. He would have died without this call." It was October 1st, 2020. It was 10:30 at night. And my husband, Robert, was supposed to be home over an hour ago. I had just gotten off the phone with him, and we just had a short conversation. He was really exhausted, unusually exhausted. And he was saying that he was on extra long for the night, and they hadn't yet gotten him off the clock, and there was all this work yet he had to get done, and he's just like, "I just can't do it." And it was the first time I'd actually heard my husband say it in such way, because he's such a hard worker and so dedicated and will work until he drops, like he exhausted. So I knew something wasn't right. And so I went into this urgent, like, you need to get off the clock right now. You need to just say enough is enough, and you need to come home. It was our engagement anniversary, 11 years that day. And he would normally come home with a rose, or usually a dozen roses, sometimes some chocolate with that, or a little bit of ice cream. And he would spend some time with me on our engagement anniversary after he got home from work, whatever time of night or early morning it would be. Well, this call that I received in the 10:30 p.m. hour, it was actually his supervisor. And she was frantic, and she says, "Is this Anna? Anna, is this you?" And I'm like, "Yes." And she says, she's calling on my husband's phone, and now I'm getting freaked out. And she says, "Your husband just collapsed in our store, and he's upset, like on the floor, and I don't know what to do. Do you want me to call 911, or what do you want me to do?" And I'm like, "What happened? How is he doing? Is he breathing? Or what?" And I'm just like freaking out. And so she's like, he's breathing. He's not moving. He's laying on the floor. He just collapsed. I just counted his till, and I was cashed him out, and I handed him his tips, and he had his wallet in hand, and he's ready to put him in, and he just fell. And so, do you want me to call 911? Like, what do you want me to do? And I was freaking out. It's not the call that any wife wants to receive. And so my husband started moving around as she got on their business line and called 911. And I could hear him making grunting and moaning noises. And then he started making words, like speaking words. But his words were so unorganized. They weren't a sentence. They were just coming out in random words, as if he was talking, and he sounded like he was talking to somebody. And so I said, "Put the phone up to his ear. I want to talk to my husband." And I started talking to him and telling him everything was going to be okay, and that they were going to call 911, and he was going to go to the hospital, and they were going to take care of him, and he was going to be fine. And I was just trying to comfort him from a distance. And the ambulance crew arrived pretty quickly because they weren't far away. And it was a lot of bustling and moving around and checking him out. And then I didn't hear him at all, and I was getting really concerned. And then all of a sudden, his coworker and buddy got on the phone, on his cell phone, and said to me that he's out with my husband was out with the ambulance crew, and they're checking him out, but his blood pressure was really um high, and they were saying that he was um that he was going to be airlifted, and that they had a helicopter that was landing right in their parking lot of the store. And now I really got worried, and not knowing what was going on or where they were taking my husband. And I had children at home, and it was late at night. I didn't have a car, and my phone was ready to die, and all these thoughts going through. And he's got the only car, and his wallet, and his phone, and everything. And I was just like, all these thoughts, and like, Lord, 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 where are you in this moment? And I was so scared, so scared. I remember that moment. And they took him to the hospital. Look, right down the road. They didn't get a helicopter. They put him on stat, and they wanted to get him on a ventilator and see what was going on, and run some tests real quickly, and then airlift him off to the big city. And so I made some plans with his buddy that was on the phone with me, and as I'm making plans for him to come pick my family up and bring me his phone and bring me his wallet, and I was praying silently over my husband, as we always did, praying that God would heal him, that God would work a miracle. And then I heard the words. An EMT came in, and he thanked the crew at my husband's job, and he says, "Thank you so much for working so fast and calling us and taking care of him. You just saved a man's life. He would have died without this call." I hear that on the phone. A man that I never was separated with. We did everything together. And then his buddy called me back, said, "Well, I can't get off the clock until we are done with our work, so it's going to be after midnight." And I'm like, "What? After midnight? Like, this is a man's life. This is my husband's life, and you can't get off the clock. Are you serious?" They were closed. I didn't say that to him, but my mind was just racing like any wife's mind would be racing. And so I had to just calmly say, "It's okay. It's okay. Just come when you're off and call me ahead of time so I can get the kids ready." And then I got a phone call. But my phone died. It was the hospital calling me. And I was so scared. My phone died. I couldn't get it. Couldn't get the phone. I was so frantic, running around the house, getting my purse, not wanting to wake up the kids, not wanting to just disturb them, getting everything together, crying, getting my mind together, praying, just all these things. What do I need? What do I need? What do I need to do? What do I need to get for everybody? Not knowing what I was going to do. when his buddy got them. So I had a dead phone. I couldn't find my plug. I didn't know what was happening to my husband. I didn't know if he was alive or dead. I didn't know where he was. I didn't know what was going on. I had children sleeping peacefully in bed. And I'm just like so scared. So I get on my Facebook on my computer because I'm like, I can't reach his family. I can't reach family. I can't call anybody. My phone's, I can't find the cord. I was frantic. And I had put a message on Facebook and I just like tagged his brother, trying to get him to let him know. And so then I ended up taking this time of silence and praying and just trying to collect myself, trying to think, can somebody take the kids, or can I go to the hospital? The hospitals are on lockdown. This is during the COVID. The hospitals are on lockdown. That you can't enter the hospitals. And I know, like, I may never see my spouse again. I may never see him again. I'm thinking a priest. Oh my gosh, I need to get a priest in there. How am I going to get a priest in there? They're on lockdown. I just had to trust God. I just had to trust God. Hey. And then I hear the knock at the door, because my phone had been dead. I hear a knock on the door. And it's his buddy. And it's like after 12, it's like 12:30, almost 1 o'clock. And I quickly scoot around and I get my kids up and I'm telling them that we gotta go. Something, Daddy's not feeling good. I didn't want to alert them too much. I said, but this guy, he's gonna come take us and we'll pick up Daddy's car and we're gonna go get Daddy and take care of Daddy, okay? So let's quickly get dressed. And they're all fussing and like, I don't want to get up. And like, I had to literally like pick up my son, put his shoes on, put his coat on, get him ready. I had to like tell my daughter, and just in this firm love tone, we have to get up. You have to get up. You have to get up. Let's go. We gotta go. We gotta go. It was like I was military. And I hugged them and I said, we gotta go, guys. We gotta go. And he had the car seat for my son, and we get in the car and he hands me my husband's phone. He hands me my husband's car keys and his wallet, and he's calm and he's collected, but you could tell he was so upset because just not long ago this man had a heart attack. And just weeks before that, a girl at the work had a huge asthma attack and she had to leave. And there was another guy that had a crash while he was driving. I had never heard of so many incidences. And my husband had been working in this company for many years, and I'd never heard as many incidences of medical issues than I had. Mind you, at this very moment, they're testing their temperatures. They're documenting that they're not running a fever higher than X number. They're sitting there and making sure that nobody's sick. Nobody's got COVID. Nobody's got anything going on. And yet for some reason, one worker after another worker after another worker after another worker on the job were having medical emergencies. What was it that was causing these medical emergencies in 2020? And it wasn't COVID. Hi, I'm Anna, and our mission is Drawn to the Truth Missions, drawntoTheTruth.org. You can find me there. And I'm a missionary, and my family has been missionaries for 13 years. I'm going to share my testimony of what happened to our family over the next weeks, because we're coming up to this time 2 years ago when my beloved collapsed at work and his life was on the line. I will continue this story and share with you it in little moments so that you can grasp what my family experienced in this unprecedented time, as they kept saying, so that you can understand from the experience lessons for you to learn and ways that you can help your family in emergencies, in situations, so that you can make the best decisions for your loved ones and yourself in a time of emergency, in a time of an urgent situation. And I want to share the lessons that we've learned in these experiences. So in my next video, I'm going to share with you more detail about this story and what happened as the night progressed on, and share with you how we continued this journey of my husband in compassionate care in a lockdown hospital in a time that was unprecedented, that we've never experienced in the world, in the history of the world. I want to share with you my family's personal story. In the meantime, go visit our website.